Hello. Excuse me. Let me clear my throat, okay? Hello to everybody. As we now move towards the end of the Matrix year, okay? We're moving towards the end of the Matrix year. It will be a new Matrix year. It'll be 2020. It's something about these even numbers, you all. These even numbers seem to be so magical when you're looking at it from a matrix standpoint. Yeah. Odd numbers are definitely spiritual numbers. Even numbers seems to be, excuse me, like matrix numbers. Excuse me, I just drank some water. How's everybody doing? Hey, Mama Midnight. Hey, Kylie. Hey, Brown Sugar. Hey, Chastine Stone. Hey, Elizabeth Parker. Hello, Cherokee Tolu. Hello, Melissa. Hello, Mash Life. Hey, Kylie. Hey, Andy. Hey, Living Water. Hey, Shirley Woods. Hey, Cape Fear. Hey, Ann. Destiny 44. How are you? Candy Finks. How are you? Looks like I got to everybody. I wanted to talk about something. I want to talk to the people who are definitely, thank you for the love, living water. That purple heart is so beautiful. Thank you. And thank you for the love, Cape Fear, and the fire. We need the fire, especially the fact it done got cold, honey. We need the fire. Hey, Quaba, Rael, how are you? Hey, Michelle Carmen. Y'all doing okay? Well, I want to talk about a topic. Hey, Varney. Varney, where you been? Hey, undead goddess, how are you? This is a topic that is, hey, Yolanda Lucky, how are you? This is a topic, I don't know if they talk about this in the spiritual community or not. I don't know. Especially the witchy community, the occultist community. But I'm going to address it today. Hello, Jackie. Thank you for the love. Love you too. And thank you so much for moderating. Okay. Witchcraft. A lot of people are joining the forces of the witch. Yes. Probably more than ever. This is where it is right now. A lot of us have lost a lot of faith in those things that we were taught that will be, the ticket into heaven, whatever that is, you know? And we had been admonished about going outside of religion to explore, what we would like to research or to take upon ourselves to be our own belief systems. To do that, we were taught that damnation was our destiny, that there will be brimstone. You understand? Y'all know what I'm saying? Fire and smoke and all that good stuff, and all that the horn devil, and it was gonna torment us for what? Eternity. This is what it was. Uh-huh. So a lot of us as grown people, we're still stuck there because the program won't stop. You cannot deprogram yourself from the lies. So this is where you are. But people are now being freed. Souls are being freed from what? The brainwashing. Souls are being freed. What's freeing the souls? Just this freedom of this new age of Aquarius that is here now, that is like, you know what I'm saying, that is like unveiling the veil at this point. So people are like, now, oh no, you're not, we're out of prison, we're out of mental bondage, we don't want it anymore. Okay. I can tell you all day long, elitist, how people are freeing themselves. And you'd love to know so that you can keep them behind bars. I know you would love to know. Y'all probably saying, Mama, they ain't listening. Yes, they are. They're listening to everything because they're trying to maintain as many slaves as they can. They cannot afford for you to get away. But I can't tell you how you can keep them behind bars. You know why? Because, you know why? Because it's cosmic. It's something that's cosmic. And that's just like that's like going out in outer space trying to figure out, where all of these different planets y'all have lied about, trying to figure out where they are and trying to figure out where it's the distance of them from this so-called place you call Earth, because none of this stuff is true. None of this, most of this stuff they have made up for you is not true. Religion is not true. All of this stuff NASA has lied to different authors to write these books to give to children. It's not true. So for the purposes of people, who have learned that this place is Earth, we're going to call this place Earth, okay? This is just for the people. And just for the people. So they can know what I'm talking about. Yes, this is supposed to be Earth, and we're supposed to be right next to Venus, and we're supposed to be right next to Mars, and all of this other stuff that they have fantasized over, written books, and given to us so we can understand the world the way they want us to understand it. Okay? So, trying to let you know why people are being freed is like trying to get you all to make up more new planets that are out in the solar system, and trying to figure out where there are new Earths out there and stuff like that. So you can't do it. Let's put it like that. You can't do it. It's a mystery. It's a mystery. So it's something out in these distance twilight zones, you know what I'm saying, that is freeing the souls of these people. These people are waking up. And the people who are stuck in the matrix, you'll die, unfortunately. And there will be nothing else to reincarnate to, not here. You understand? Your soul, if you even have one, will be trapped in this so-called eternal damnation. Because there will be a new Earth. Okay? And the new Earth is only for those who have inherited it. So only for the people who have consciously ascended to this new level. Okay, so everybody is coming to join what? The craft. The spiritual nature. You understand? Now, this is the best way I can explain it. But there are some people who are coming and they have severe mental illnesses. Okay? And I'm not trying to make fun of anyone who has mental illnesses and stuff like that, because they say we have mental illnesses because we do not see the world the way we were brainwashed to see it. So, of course, they're going to say all of us people who are and see that see a spirit is everything. Spirit is everything to me. Okay, I know the physical world is here, but I know that the spiritual world decides the physical, and the physical decides the spiritual. You cannot have one without the other. I can go and get blood pressure pills all day long on my physical level. You understand? And they may make me feel better on a physical level. But on a spiritual level, it's something I got to do to take care of this issue. Doctors can give you all their meds. But if you do not realize that you have a spiritual side of you that needs to be what? Taken care of, you're going to be sick for what? A lifetime. But you got some people that ain't wrapped too tight coming here, y'all. I know what y'all saying, Mama. We just seen you with Getty, a doll, out there in public. As I free myself from all of the constraints of the matrix system, okay? A lot of folks may see this as a sickness. Something is wrong with her. No, I'm a free spirit. It's a difference between being a free spirit and being a person that is just totally mentally ill and sick. Now, let's talk about this. Let's see how we're going to talk about this right here. First of all, you cannot be a witch until you have learned that you are responsible as an adult witch for your own what? Self, your own destiny, for everything that has happened to you, okay? You got to take that responsibility, first of all. Now, I know people are going to say, well, that's not fair because children should not have to, say it was their fault that whatever happened to them as children. All of the mental abuse and the physical and sexual abuse. I'm not talking about children, okay? Because especially for witches, we come here with all of that. That's why we're witches. They knew we were witches from birth. This is why they have done these things to us in the first place, okay? Because they knew we were different. They knew we were special. And this is the reason why they felt that it was okay to violate us as little children, because I don't care what nobody say. Y'all can say we crazy for thinking we witches. Witches are fairy tale. Witches are real. You just live in a country, okay, that tells you, that don't even tell you nothing. You live in a country that don't tell you nothing, okay? Now, you was over here in some of these countries in Africa and stuff like that, where they believe in witchcraft and they know that there are true witches out there, and you will know why you were abused, because you can go and look at these countries over in Africa and see these people around here burning little children, calling them witches, chopping off arms, chopping off legs. Do you hear me? You get my drift? Witches are real all over the planet. Africa knows that. America just don't talk about it. So you got people who have not been able to resolve the sickness. You understand what I'm saying? As an adult. Because it is up to us to find a way as an adult to fix to fix what has happened to us, because it is nobody else's responsibility but our own. Of course, yes, you've been mentally abused, you've been physically abused, you've been taunted, you've been bullied, all of these things have happened to you to make you stronger, to be able to carry the title witch, to go out and help each other. And help others. You're the Samaritan. Unfortunately, you are the good Samaritans, and y'all know what happens to good Samaritans. We're the sacrifices. We're Jesus. We're Christ. We are all of these saviors. The witches are. It's just a fact. It's just a fact. A lot of them do not know how to resolve childhood abuses, so they carry it with them as adults. and they come to witchcraft, and they realize who they are, and they realize that they have the power, and they realize these things, and now all of those things that they have suppressed in the past is creeping up. And as they creep up, there is no way for them to actually go into it and seek the proper help, herbs, and create, relationships in the witchy communities to try to get some help for it, because now they think they're God, or now they think they're invincible, and now they forget that they're still in a mortal body. They think that they're immortal. You understand? And you can't get to anything because the demons have come in and infiltrated the consciousness, and there is no way to rise. We got some sick witches out here. They need help. They need help, but you can't help them because parts that it's so true that when people go through abuse, that some parts of the soul dies. Some parts of the soul dies, not necessarily energy is dying, but it's released from the body. It's fragments that is released from the body, because it can no longer take it. It can't stay there. It can't stay in a sick mind of consciousness. It has to go. So you got people that are walking around with just what? Damaged souls, missing pieces, like a missing puzzle. Oh, what lands in those different places? This is where spirit go in, fill in these different places, and these spirits can be malevolent now. They can be personalities from different places, and those places may not be from good places. So now you don't really necessarily have a whole person there anymore. This person is damaged. Do you see how this thing works? So you can't do a reality check on them. There's no such thing. You can reality check all day long, but something is missing. And you can't get those things back. Those things are in the sunken place now. That can happen to us. It can happen to anybody. That's why I am cautioning people to be careful. You got to take this witchcraft thing a little bit more serious than this. This thing can harm you. Witchcraft can bring us harm. And you could be the most skilled of them all and still wind up in the messed up place, y'all. Because sometimes the soul just can't take it. It could get so bad the soul just rises above the body and leave the body with nothing in there, man. I'm telling y'all, ever heard of a walk-in? Some things can be so traumatic for the soul until the soul has left the body, which is a death. And now what is going to fill up in that place right there, right now? It's going to be a walk-in. It's going to be a walk-in. So now this person you thought you know, and you said, oh, they're different. They're on drugs now. They're here, they're there. They're homeless now. They're in all of these different crazy places. How are we going to get them back? How are we going to get them back? There are some things that there is no occultist or spiritualist or witch or whatever you want to call that can fix it. When the soul is released, you cannot get that soul back. So what am I talking about? What I'm talking about is this right here. Some now you got some people that can be helped. You got some people you can bring reality back to them. You can help them get get they light back. But some folks you can't. It's a lost cause. It is a lost cause. Look, when you become a grown person, you're a grown witch right now. and you find yourself moving from pillar to post and pillar to post, you gotta see it like this. It's your fault. You did something wrong. You got to go back and try to figure out what you did wrong. The fact that you just it's just constantly, because see, a lot of mentally they say that most of the people that are just that's out there in the street with a whole family, these are the people that are definitely mentally ill, and definitely when you find yourself homeless like that and you got a whole bunch of folk with you, you're mentally ill. You see, I'm talking about if you have just now wound up. I'm not talking about if you in a car. People will say you home, but if you inside of a car, you got somewhere to go, don't you? If you in an RV, people might say you homeless. No, you got somewhere to go. If you in a van, you live in a van, you're not homeless. You got somewhere to go. I'm talking about when you got to the point you are setting up under a bridge and you in a box. All of those are the mentally ill. Did y'all know that? Mama ain't saying she ain't gonna go there one day, but I hope and pray that my mind don't go bad like that now. Cause see, you can lose your mind in this thing called the craft. Spirits can come, and they can come if you got these missing holes in your body. They can come in there, and they can persuade you to do a lot of things that you probably wouldn't do when you was in your right mind, when you was a whole person. They can string you out on drugs, IV drugs, methamphetamines, fentanyl. Let's talk crocodile. You understand? You get strung out on this stuff. And this is medical marijuana. That stuff ain't good for you. You understand? Somebody sent me a site. Get your own seeds and grow your own stuff if you're going to have some. Because that stuff, they done lace that stuff. You're on pharmaceuticals. You're just like me on the high blood pressure pill. You are on pharmaceuticals and don't know it. That's a sinister, it's a sinister system in itself. They working with something supernatural that you pretty much have a soul ties with, and what I'm trying to get at. You understand? Get your own seed. You understand? But what I'm saying is this right here. They can come in and make you do things you wouldn't have done when your head was straight. You can find yourself committing suicide, homicide, all these things. These are your what? Mentally ill. These are your mentally ill people. Understand? All the people living up under the bridge are the mentally ill. What do I mean? When your head, you can have faith. I know people gonna get mad with me and say that's not right. I was just hard on time. I was on bad times, but most people that are on bad times, they can go to facilities. They have facilities for the homeless for you to go in there. But some people can't think straight, so they don't know to go to the facilities, or they go into the facilities and bring so much havoc until the people have to throw them out because they have been infiltrated by demons. Once you get to the point you smelling, you don't want to take no bath, you don't want to do nothing for yourself, you don't want to put on no clean clothes, you have been infiltrated. That is a form of mental illness. And unfortunately, we got so many mentally ill people here, and America is not investing any money into the homeless. They've invested some, but not as much. America got more homeless people than you can imagine in a what? So-called what? Rich country. I'm not talking about third worlds. For a rich country, America have a lot of homeless and imprisoned people because they don't care to invest monies into those situations. Okay? So if you find yourself under that bridge, mama working on her mental health all day long. In other words, take your little small steps. Don't go too far. Don't be too free spirited. We say we free spirits, but you can get too free and something come get you. You hear what I'm saying? So that's why I say most of your mentally ill people are the people under the bridge. They have worn our welcome in the facilities because the facilities will let you in, banking on getting you up on your feet to become independent. Now, in California right now, a lot of people may be in that situation that are not mentally ill. It's just that, they have been priced out the housing market. in some of these some of these states like that. California is a place everybody trying to book up and get out. So you may have some people that may be like homeless under bridges, different things like that, that, just they don't want to leave their home. They were born there. This is home. They're trying to hang on to this, their spirits are there. You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily talking about them. Anybody can find themselves homeless. I can find myself homeless. The economy is getting to be crazy in the United States of America. But if you got a good head on your shoulders and your spirits are working for you, they'll help you find a way out. Even if you have to leave the country and go to Mexico or different places. If it gets too bad, I'm selling everything I got, liquidating my assets, and I'm gone. A strong head will help you in these directions, but we got some folks around here saying, I'm a witch now. And they can't make good decisions with their monies and stuff and what they have. And they're finding themselves homeless and they're in victim mode. They think everyone is responsible. They think someone has put a spell on them, and this is the reason why they're sick now. Going back and forth to doctors, suffering with sicknesses. And this is not what witchcraft is. You got some people thinking that if a bump pop up on their leg, is this right here, somebody put a spell on me. Oh, okay. Oh, I'm $1 short on a meal today. I got to pay the waitress. I don't have that dollar. Somebody put witchcraft on me. Oh my goodness, I've gotten evicted. Somebody put witchcraft on me. Oh my goodness, what am I going to eat today? There's nothing for us to eat. Somebody put witchcraft on me. Oh my goodness, my ends are breaking off. Even though I'm sitting here with a relaxer in my head, ends all toe up, and I'm trying to put a comb in there. Oh, somebody put a spell on me. A bump just popped up on the tip of my nose, and just for me saying that, I hope that don't happen to me, y'all. Somebody put a spell on me. This is not witchcraft. So if you find yourself in a place thinking that this is what witchcraft is, find your way out of this. Because see, once these spirits and these demons see that they can get a reaction out of you, because you got to realize some of them feed off of fear, they feed off of anxiety, they feed off of the hopeless. This is a good home for them. Because some of them look to take souls. This is why you got all these suicides around here. Folks say, I didn't know them to be like that. I wouldn't have thought that they would be the one to just jump off of a cliff. You mean that's what they did? They jumped out of a second-story window? This is not like them. You mean to tell me he killed his wife? He wouldn't do anything like that. I didn't know him to do like that. Well, if you got a demon on you that's claiming souls, it can happen to you. That's how come as witches, we need to know when we sick and when we need to go out in nature and just let it go. You know what I'm saying? When I need that time of rejuvenation, this is when I am not necessarily picking up the phone. Okay? Because I'm trying to rejuvenate myself. I cannot help you all if I can't help myself. Okay? We can't have the blind leading the blind. Now, can we, y'all? So, it's a situation where you have to make sure you're grounded as a witch. We cannot forget about all of these things that there are a lot of channels out there just trying to teach you how to stay grounded. First of all, the main way to stay grounded is to have your foot on the barefooted grass or earth. A lot of folks sick because they stay cooped up in their house all day long. They don't go outside and get no air, no sunlight, no nothing. They don't want to face the world. You got to get out. Some people are so ashamed of themselves they cannot go out in the daytime and face the light because of some of the things that have happened to them. They can't let it go. Which is you got to stay in meditation. Okay? You got to go to the forest, to the woods, to the trees. You got to put your feet in the living water. Don't forget, that is where the witch is from. This is your natural habitat, witches. If you don't find that place, you'll be infiltrated. They're going to take you down. Do you hear me? So I don't want to hear about a witch saying that they taking care of people out there and they ain't taking care of themselves. I don't want to hear about a witch that says that they're going to help you manifest a home and they cannot find a home for themselves. Do you hear me? Who the witch that say they're going to heal and they can't heal themselves? This ain't no joke. Let me look at this chat, y'all. Hey, Candace. Candace said that means they're getting over. See, that we got to realize some of these witches out here, they know what they're doing. They know. That's the diabolical witch. You can't play diabolical witch. Even the diabolical witches can't play. Why? Because you're bound in the spirit. No matter if you know or you don't know, but you know diabolical witch. And more wrath will be brought to you, diabolical witch. You lose everything. So anyways, I just wanted to talk about that. And then I'm like this right here. If a spirit want to take over, you may hear my voice change. You may hear a different dialect because the spirit wants to speak. Hello? Say, what? Yes, the spirit want to speak. I let them have my voice. And sometimes I can't control it, you know? They take my voice, and they change the speech, even change language. Know when you need to meditate. Give yourself that. Know when you yourself need a spiritual bath. I send out spiritual baths. I send out candles. But if I make you one, I make me what I make you. You need a road opener bath? I make me a road opener bath. There's two. My energy creates two. Does that make sense? If I create you a candle, I create me one. The time I make you one, I create me one. You take it this night, I take it that night. Take your bath on the 25th of November. I'm taking mine the 25th of November. You can't give them what you ain't got. I wash my head on the 3rd. You wash your head on the 3rd. We both wash our head. Because what they got can come to you. My mom in a mess, mama. I got this court case, mama. They talking about taking me to jail, mama. They own me. They own me, mama. Oh, okay. Let me get you this out here. I want you to do this day, this. I do this day, that. We do it together. You got witches that ain't taking care of themselves. They're in denial. They think they're invincible. They think they're God. Yeah, we're all gods. But they think they're the supreme God over all gods. The delusional witches out there. Yeah, they're delusional witches out there taking care of you. And they're not taking care of themselves. They do you harm like they do themselves harm. Okay, hey, Cape Fear. And for some reason, I mean, the video just, when I do the videos, they just blow up. I got just multiple people, boom, 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 calling back to back, all these text messages and everything. So I know this is going to be a hot one, but unfortunately, I got to hurry up and get through with this though. But y'all know I'll be back. But why did I come here? I want to tell you all, witches, take a spiritual bath tonight. Make you a bath. Stop. If you don't want to take it, why would you give it to someone else to take? Every witch make a spiritual bath, every occultist and spiritualist that hear my voice, make your spiritual bath. Go to nature. Go to nature. Put your feet in the living water. Let the pads of your feet feel the storm. Go before your soul become fragmented. To some extent, we've all lost some soul filaments. We have. But what filled them holes? Ask yourself, what filled them holes? What filled them holes is what give you problems. Okay? Hey, melanated high priestess. Melanated high priestess said, I will tonight. I've been going outside these last few days. No witch can tell me that they have crossed over the bridge of water, that have hugged the tree, that have put their feet in the living water, that have put their natural foot barefoot on the soil, is sick. None of them. They all well. So if you have a fear and you are embarrassed of yourself and you don't want anybody to see you out in daylight and you have that guilt, because that's what it is, it's guilt. Every single time I have not been able to go outside, it is because I felt that guilt. What was my guilt? It was the guilt of being who I was and still trying to be a people pleaser. I knew that the people would not be happy with me. So the guilt inside of me made me stay inside. Now I make no apologies for who I am. Okay. Candace says, LOL, Lace Thought is saying her prayers. Candace said, I go outside my house barefoot all the time. Like, what? Y'all, my mom used to admonish me for walking barefooted as a kid because she said your feet are gonna get so big. And she would say that you're gonna get cold all over your body, you know. And I did it because, I mean, it was naturally who I was. Naturally, we are supposed to be bare feet. Did you all know it? This is why we're sick. The climate for us Caribbean people is supposed to be always warm, but they have come and terraformed the land. They've gotten rid of most of our natural fruits and vegetables that we're supposed to eat. They're extinct. Naturally, here where I'm at is supposed to be a lot of palms, a lot of fruits like papaya and pineapples. I mean, they grow freely in the actual in the tropical forestry. It's supposed to be there. Food is abundant. Food was abundant. It's not abundant because of geoengineering, which is failing. It's failing, y'all. So that the land can return back to its natural habitat. They have destroyed the ecosystem. We're supposed to naturally go out and there's supposed to be bananas growing, pineapples growing, papaya growing, jackfruit growing, oranges, apples. All of these are supposed to be just naturally, just wild plants growing all over the land. But geoengineering, weather modification, has destroyed it. And they want a cold climate. Just like New Orleans used to be naturally warm all of the times. I used to go to New Orleans all of the time way before Katrina, way before gentrification, way before the government came in. You understand? And flooded these people out so that they could take the land. Now it's weather modification. New Orleans is getting the same temperatures we get. It's what, 20 degrees. Then it's all over here. It's 20 degrees over there. Island don't get cold temperatures. Weather modification does. Okay, so if you're eating these foods, I'm not saying you resorted to these foods at the last minute, okay? I'm guilty of resorting to them at the last minute. Mama coming the last minute. Oh, I ain't feeling good. Let me give me a papaya. You supposed to be the witch that does this all the time. Papaya or pineapple. Papaya, pineapple, bromelain breaks down coal biofilms to get to the biological weapon. You eat these every day, and you've been eating them every day religiously. You don't get these different sicknesses like cancer. Cancer is a biological weapon. Do you understand? I'm guilty. I've waited. They say it's never too late, but the issue is going back. It's just like a addict that has to go back to the drug with me. That's why I said, witches, get your feet in the living water. Get your feet in the living water. I went to the creek and immersed my whole entire body in it before it got cold. It's too cold now. And I got out. My skin was so pretty. But what you can do to get if you really want something like that, for your skin to feel good, and it raises your frequency when you are in the mineral water. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you drink the mineral water from the creek. If you want to get that, you get you a bucket of stones and you bring it to your bath water. So what I do, I have like these stones and stuff that I put in my bath water so that I can get the frequencies of nature from it. Get you some stones if you have to order some stones, okay? You don't want unnatural stones. Get those stones and put them in your bath water when you take your bath so it can raise your frequencies. Put those stones in your glass of water to drink. Let it raise your frequencies. It has the magnesium, all of those trace minerals that you cannot get from bottled water. Bottled water is dead water. Awaken the water. Resurrect the water with the stones. Now, don't physically swallow the stones. Keep the stones in your water. We got some sick witches out there. We got some sick ones. You got people thinking you crazy, but you crazy not. You know what you do. You'll bring more wrath upon yourself. Okay? Hey, Valdo Brown says, hey, Mama, how are you? How have you been? I have been doing fine, but I can do better if I put my feet in the living water. I would do better if I put my feet on the soil, on Mother Earth. I will do better if I go and I hug the tree and talk to the tree and let it raise my vibrations. I will do even better. And every single witch in here, this is your homework for today. And if you can't find your way out there to do that, it's because you guilty. You guilty of claiming a title that you not. Hello? Because if you are what you say you are, you'll listen to me and you'll do what I tell you to do. But of course, the witch may not be sick. The witch may just be on a hustle and a drive to deceive, because they say they see witch as something different, as we see witch as this a blessing. It is something we are called to do. Some people, they know they're not witches, and they use the title witch to get over because they know that people humble themselves to witches. So they're using the power of the witch. Therefore, they houses burn down. Therefore, they. You see what I'm saying? Bad things can happen. Well, houses can burn down anyways. It depends on how much you got on you, because but well, witches curse witches too. So y'all got to keep that in mind now. Witches flood out other folks' houses and stuff like that. Like I said, some of these witches are responsible for some of these floods, fires, and stuff like that that's happening to these folks' houses. Okay. That's why you got to have this protection up, honey. Full protection. As I go through the shadows of darkness. Hello? Every witch know what I'm talking about. So we supposed to have our altars up. We supposed to have our candles burning. We supposed to have our gems out. Whether that be stones for you, crystals for you, gold, silver, anything that's of the earth. We're supposed to have all of this stuff around us. We're supposed to be raising our frequency. If you're going to eat some bad food, make sure within that day you have had an avocado, or banana, or apple, or something. You don't go all day long with dead foods and no living. Your frequencies are low when you're eating dead all the time. Okay, Melanated High Priestess says, Ed Kylie, me too. I don't understand why the doctor wanted to send me to a lab to see why it didn't affect me. And when that happened, my doctor had a mask on, and he's never had a mask, which lets me know it was a bad flu. Y'all, something like that happened to me. Y'all remember that time I had told y'all I had a sinus infection, and they asked me, did you have, because my doctor was not on duty that day, so I had to see another doctor. And y'all remember that I was having a sneeze attack, just back to back to back. Couldn't stop, to a point I was just stuffed up. My ears were affected and all of that, because I was using that stuff. I ain't gonna tell you what I was using, and I was highly allergic to it. Once an allergy set in and fluid comes into my sinus, I wound up with a sinus infection. Because I try not. So I had an interruption, and I try not to take Claritin daily. So some moments I can get attacked with allergens, okay? But when I went in there and everything, they kept asking me, "Did you get your flu shot?" I said, "No." The doctor came in there, honey, with a mask on. Had a mask and some gloves and everything. Honey, had a hat and all on that. The surgical hat was on his head. That, and I didn't mind, because I'm like, honey, if you was in the same situation, I'd do you the same. Hello. Yeah, so this is the time of year, which is that you need to have your supplements on hand. If you know you're not the witch that gets all of your D3 from foods, but we have some witches that know that our food is our medicine. Your food is your medicine. Your food is your medicine. Have you had your medicine? Okay? Your food is your medicine, not the pharmaceutical companies. Okay? Everything that you need so that your body can be biologically equipped to handle all of these biological weapons, because that's what they are. Because the flu, they got it out there now. How did they get it out there? When you go and get your flu shot, you're gonna get sick, you're gonna cough, you're gonna sneeze it out to everybody else. This is how it works. Okay. The flu vaccine gives you the flu so that you can give it to everybody else. Okay. So, what are those things that help you to avoid it? It's your D3s, it's your D, it's your sunlight. You can't get sunlight because they purposefully put geoengineered clouds in the sky to cool it off and to get you where your immune system is not functioning at top peak. This is why you don't get the flu in the summertime. You can't get the flu in the summertime because the sun is out and your body is absorbing the D. It's synthesizing D from sunlight. Okay. So they got to put the clouds in the sky so that there'll be a lack of, so that they can make you susceptible to the biological weapons. You get lots of D3 from, a lot of folks can't eat sardines, and you get it from these different types of things, your oils and stuff like that, your omega oils and stuff. This is where a lot of D3 is. Okay. But we're not gonna eat that every day now, are we? So we're gonna be what? Deficient. So the best thing for us to do, you know what I'm saying, is to find another way. You find the way. For me, it is D3 supplements, okay? Because y'all know mama is not going to do the right thing when it comes to her foods. But I have felt a difference when I have put my body on strictly, okay, high vibrating foods. I found a total difference. I have lifted myself out of a lot of darknesses and stuff. I see less shadows. They can't get you when your body is highly oxygenated. I'm not saying they won't find a way, but they got to really go through some obstacles and hurdles to get there. Okay. Now I want to say I've seen less shadows and stuff, but to say that will make they'll find another way to get you. They listening to everything you say. When you're healing yourself, you cannot talk out loud and say, "Hey, I feel much better." They say because they're gonna find a way. They're listening. That's why Auntie would always say, when you write something down, a petition, flip it upside down because the devil can't read upside down. That's they call it the devil here in Hoodoo. But the bad spirits can't read upside down. So your petitions are supposed to be turned upside down. They tell you to turn the Bible upside down. Turn it all upside down so they can't read it. Don't speak your wishes out loud. They're listening. Now, to some people, that's a mental illness. They'll say, "Oh, she's really touched, baby. She is touched." But I know that if something is working for me, I don't care how crazy it sounds to you all, I'm going to let it keep working. If I notice that, damn, when I put my right leg down first, when I get out of the bed, my day go better. This is just me. I'm going to keep this with myself. I'm not going to go and tell nobody this because they're going to say she crazy. So listen to your body, listen to your mind, don't listen to people, because you got to realize these people are brainwashed, okay? The doctor give you 15 water pills and tell you to take this, and your body say, "I cannot handle it," and your kidneys start getting you start having pain on your back and side. Who you gonna listen to? You gonna listen to the doctor? Because he may be at his house having cocktails and martinis while you sitting up in the bed with back pain. You can't get out of bed. You better listen to your damn self, because at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, that's who you gonna be with, by yourself. Oh, Doc might either been a transition on, or Doc might have him a new girlfriend now. He on top of the world, and they probably planning on having their honeymoon in Dubai, while you sitting up there laying in the bed half dead. Listen to your mind and your body and your soul. Listen to your spirituality. Listen to your ancestors. Listen to your sacred spirits. Listen to your gods. Listen to you. You are the God. Okay? Use common sense, y'all. Okay. Hey, Melanie Dawn said, "That's right, Mom. I did a spell and got results within a few minutes. And you better not tell nobody but God. When you find out you got something working for you, don't say it out loud. It's a damn shame I cannot even talk to my goddamn self about how things working out. Because if you do, see, people can send their spirits to you to monitor you. You got some skilled witches and sorcerers out there that can send their spirits to you, that can listen to you and spy on you. Get the information back to a witch doctor, or you know what I'm saying, or some occultist and stuff. And it's I don't care how y'all brainwashed in this matrix system to think that don't happen. You know why we think it don't happen? Because it was never discussed. So if it wasn't discussed, it means it doesn't exist. You know, I be saying, they don't want you to know. They don't want you to know this. They don't care what you know. They just ain't gonna tell you. It's up to you to figure it out. Once you figured it out, you can't go and ask the doctor, is it true? You just got to keep it in your head and don't tell nobody. That's why when you wishing for something, you throw the coin in the fountain. You make the wish in your head. You never ever tell nobody what you wish for. I wish for such and such and such and such. There's a spirit right there now. Or somebody saying, God, don't let them get it. If you say, well, I'm finna go out and get me a car, you better not tell nobody but God. You better not say nothing to nobody. Because as soon as you tell all your co-workers, yeah, I'm looking at this such and such and such car. I want me an electric car. I decided that's what I'm going to get. Then you go straight to the dealership and they tell you, hey, you know what, your credit ain't straight. You need a co-signer. You done already told everybody. They don't supposed to know until you drive your shit up on the goddamn lot over there at the job. I want to get this house over here. It's a beautiful house. It has stone architecture on the outside. Y'all hope that y'all pray that I get it. Don't ask them for their prayers. They're gonna pray you can't get it because they don't have one. Which you supposed to keep it to yourself. You're supposed to set your altar up and have it for yourself. Keep it to yourself. You can't even say, oh, I got this here on my altar because I want this, that, and the other, because it's a spirit sitting there smiling and waiting on you to say you're going to get it, so he snatch it right out from under you. This is how the world works, okay? This is what they don't tell you. But I'm here to tell you, this is the witch's classroom, okay? So make sure y'all come to the classroom, okay? And get the other witches to the classroom. All of what I say sounds crazy because most people believe that if it was not taught in class, not taught in church, that it is ridiculous. But I have lived my life on this system. And you all have seen the results of me living my life on this system. I'm going to be honest with you. When I was raising my children, I was always struggling because I was in that church. 2008, when I freed myself from the church, I freed myself from the struggle. That's when I began to prosper. But I was always broke. Just want to let y'all know, I was always broke, busted, and disgusted prior to 2008. But I changed the way I lived. I changed the way I think. I changed everything about myself. And I began to be able to speak things into existence and think things into existence. The things that I spoke into existence were the things that I wanted to happen. You understand what I'm saying? The things that I wanted to prosper from or of, I had to think those to existence. Because I have noticed that every time I say, you know what, I'm going to go out and I'm going to just throw somebody, get me a grape. I have had a hard time trying to get a grape. They have really put a whole bunch of stones and stumbling blocks in my damn way. Okay, so I just want y'all to think about this, okay? Keep it in mind. Okay, as I say again, we got some sick witches out there. You know, you need to know how to identify them so that you can identify yourself when you got some problems in your own life. And I just told you what to do to free yourself. If you're a diabolical witch, no tree, no stream, no sunlight, no grounds, no nothing can help you. You can do all this all day long, but you've been infiltrated. You've been infiltrated by a very dark spirit, and you can't get it out of you. You'll always find yourself going from pillar to post. Eventually, you'll find yourself bumming from somebody because it can get really bad. Oh, Lord, y'all, I got to do something about my phone. I dropped my phone yesterday, y'all. So I'm going to have to make an insurance claim. I did something really stupid. I had it in my lap and just jumped out the car with it. Boom. And it just cracked in one little spot right there. Didn't have a screen protector thing on it. That's my bad. That's my bad. If you don't, I got to the point I didn't care no more. And I had to, it was time to get a new cover, but I just didn't bother to get a cover on the phone. I was just like, well, fuck it. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready for a new phone. And then, bloop, hit the cement hard. broke. You know what I'm saying? It's not broke. It's just got a crack on it. It's got the color in the screen kind of like glitching and stuff like that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and file a claim on it, y'all. Keep your cover. That's an irresponsible witch. I can say I was irresponsible. Keep covers over your investment. Never take your investments over water unless it's well waterproof. These are all of which still have to follow the laws and the rules of the matrix land. You know what I'm saying? So if you got a phone, you know you need. I knew I needed a protector over the phone. So that right there was crazy. Now that's $100 to go and do an insurance claim. I've weighed both options. I'm with AT&T. They give you 36 months to pay on these phones, which is totally ridiculous. I liked the way they had it where now it's like you leasing your phones now. This is a lease, they say. I liked it when after 2 years your phone is paid. Free and clear is yours. Now they're doing 36 months lease plans. So there's it's more money to go in their pockets. You know what I'm saying? So I had to weigh my options. I still owe $220 on this phone. I could pay the $220 and just go ahead and get a new phone, or I can make $100 insurance claim and just get another phone. But I prefer to do it like this. I guess I just have to file my insurance claim for $100 and at least know that I can continue to pay that 220 out. I don't know, and eventually it's mine's in 10 months. I don't know. I think it'll be mine's in what, so many months it'll be my phone anyways, versus just saying, okay, I'll pay the 220 and then y'all put me on another $1,000 plan. Does that make sense? So if I do the 220, I'm back on another $1,000 plan, which it don't make no risk. Tell you the truth, it don't make no difference because anywhere it goes, the phone is gonna be obsolete. It's gonna be obsolete, y'all. Look, so let me switch gears and stuff like that. Let me tell y'all something about this technology in this matrix system. After so long, your phone is no good. Only phones that you can just keep for a lifetime and just keep using them and using are the flip phones. When you get into these Androids and iPhones, these computerized phones and stuff like that, they got a certain lifespan on them. And after so long, they can even either hit that kill switch on all devices that were created at that time period. Okay. Because my son thought he was being slick. My son thought he was being slick. My son had a phone and he said, I'm not going to register this particular phone with any carrier. Okay. And he said, I'm going to see how long it lasts. He used that phone only on Wi Fi. Okay. He had that phone from 2016 up until about last year. Last year, he did the experiment. He said, now I'm going to try to activate the phone. And I'm trying to, I'm going to put a card on the phone. Nothing would happen because they still, even those phones, they can hit it with a kill switch. Does that make sense? All of those models that come out, like say for instance, August of 2017, they can hit the switch on it. And you will not be able to have all of the full mechanics of the device as someone else whose phone was is probably was done what, a year after that phone. I can't describe it. Look, let me tell you something. I know this because look, check this out. It's gonna get ugly as they got everything smart out, the smart TV, the smart refrigerator, the smart phone. Everything is smart, smart, smart because they're gonna get you. They're gonna outsmart you. Okay, that's what they mean. We're gonna outsmart you. They're gonna have it where they're gonna have all the money in their pockets. No, now flat screens are getting cheap, y'all. Oh gosh, you can get a 75-inch for $900. 75 inches, you know why? Because that TV has a certain amount of lifespan on it. Okay? When that model was created, they have the kill switch for it. If they want it to only last 5 years, they can make it crash. All models created at that particular time will get an EMP pulse wave sent to it. The same with your cell phones. The same with your smart refrigerators and your smart this and your. Now they got smart cars. Oh, yes, they do. I've had them for quite a bit of time. My daughter's driving something like that right now. It's not small like those little small smart cars. It's a full size smart car. Reason why I call it a smart car because it has like a Wi-Fi in it. Now, I'm gonna tell you something interesting. My daughter had a see Nissan is practicing in this shit. My daughter watch these CVT transmissions. My daughter had a CVT transmission car. It was a 2008. And then boom, all of a sudden, the CVT transmission just went out, no warning. I'm going to tell you something interesting. There were two more people that had 2008 CVT transmissions, Nissans, and their transmissions went out at the same exact time. What's up with this? Is this some type of sorcery or something that the globalist or the elitist or the matrix, children of the matrix is practicing with technology now? Or is this something just more sinister than that? That they have the technology to make your cars, make your transmissions or whatever go out at the same time. So if you got a whole lot of people saying, hey, I got a 2008 such and such and such, y'all watch this stuff like, like you get you when they say, hey, look, we have a recall and we need to put, and I'm not saying this is what's going on. We need your airbag is defaulted and your such and such, we found a default in this. They may want to go put some devices in your things. I'm not saying that's what it is, but be careful with this. They want access to everything. Okay? Could be only thing gonna be rolling around here are the cars that were created before these electronic cars. They may be the car still riding on the road while you sitting over here. Your car has been disabled. Think about it. They can do it. Okay, like if you're a high risk credit person and they said we're giving you a second chance even though you got 12 repossessions on your credit report because they know they make a lot of cars and they know you need these cars so you can get out to the plantation and stuff. So they don't mind risking 25,000 on that versus risking so much money for you to get anything else. Okay. So they'll put a device under your car that if you do not pay on the car, they can just make your car where it won't drive. And then they have a GPS, they can locate it, and they can repo it. You know what I'm saying? So you got 13 repossessions on your car. You got this new car now. You smiling, you're happy and stuff, and you have missed a payment. Well, you at work and stuff, they kill the switch, and guess what? You walk home, they come and they get your car. So there's no more hiding the car. I'm hiding my car in the shed. They're gonna find that goddamn car. So now if they can do that, how come they can't put a kill switch on your transmission, on your motor and all this other stuff to get you to buy another? Think. They pressuring you to come down there, bring your car to us. We need you to bring your car in so we can put something in it. Okay. Melanated High Priestess, hey, she said it's a switch. It's a kill switch in the cars. It's located under the car or in the dashboard. It's wires hooked up to the engine. It's in all the newer cars. Thank you. Thank you. A lot of folks around here talking about they own something. You don't own nothing. Okay, only thing a witch can own is her broom and her cauldron around here. Okay, that's all she owns. And she at the mercy of Mother Earth to get the herbs to go in it so she can make her tinctures, teas, and brews. So once you get that in your head, you can go a little bit higher. You don't own nothing. You don't even own yourself. You know what I'm saying? So you around here riding around in this car talking about this is mine. It's yours until they decide they want you to get another one. So y'all, I be just thinking, it's really, really hard out here as they got this here collar around your neck and they pulling it and they pulling it and they pulling it. You understand? So if I say I'm gonna go ahead and get my electric car, I gotta know what comes with that. What comes with that? So I done paid it off 5 years. It's mine. Finally, I paid it off, and then now the door done fell off. Now the hood done popped up while I'm driving. What's up with that? I'm stranded on the side of the road. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all ever had a car, paid it off, and then after you get through paying it off, it look like it's time to get a new one? Kate Fear said registering something means you give it up. Oh, that's right. That means whoever you registering it to, they the motherfucking ones that own it. Melanated High Priestess said the older ones don't. Older model ones don't. Daryl, how you doing? Says the Matrix is designed to keep you looping within their program. There you go. You can't get out of it. As long as you need a car. You understand? As long as you need a house. As long as you need all these things, they own you. Because your house, your car, all these payments, you got a ball and a chain hooked right around your leg. You understand? I think the only people that's really truly free are those Mennonites and the Amish people, the Quakers. When do they have to pay property taxes? Melanated High Priestess said that's why in insurance they ask if there's a locator. Is in all the newer cars. Cape Fear said no land, no house. Empress Copper, how you doing? Says it's all a setup. Melanated High Priest say they come in all the newer cars already, mama. Melanin, hey Melanin Dawn said these cars made today are toy cars. Yes, they are toy cars. Look, you're not really buying a car, y'all, unless you're buying a Bentley. See, we tend to say, oh man, Bentley, they're gluttonous. Oh, they're just greedy. They are materialistic and everything. These people who are buying these cars are buying safety. They're buying quality. You know what I'm saying? It's just unfortunate that you got so many toy cars on the road that if you're driving your Bentley and a toy car hits you, I mean, you got a huge liability on your hand, and your insurance is going to be higher than others. Your car payments higher than others. Your tag higher than others because that's just the way it goes. But a Bentley is a car that is made out of pure steel. It's made out of the real stuff. It's made like cars were made way long ago before they had to mass produce cars. Our cars are really just like, we may have a steel frame, we may not, but I tell you what, most of the outside of the body is nothing but fiberglass, and it's dangerous because something can hit you and hurt you. Whereas you're in a Bentley, I'm not saying that a Bentley is invincible, but your chances of making it out of a crash safe is greater in a Bentley versus in a toy car. Okay, so if I had money, would I get a Bentley? Of course, I would get a Bentley. I would get an Aston Martin. I would get that not out of greed, not out of, oh, I want everybody to see what I got. I would be getting it for safety reasons. Really and truly, we should be looking for safety first if we purchase in a car. But we have been outpriced. Well, we can't get in those cars. You know what I'm saying? Cape Fear says facts. Melanin said, remember they showed us in Mad Max Beyond the Thunderdome movie, the old cars will be important. Okay. Hey, Jackie. Jackie said, Mama, it is exactly what you said it is. Talk about it because these car companies are full of bullshit. Okay. Melanated High Priestess said those old school cars. Yep. That's what it is. You got your old school cars. Them right there gonna hold up better than a Bentley. It's sure enough made out of the real deal. That's when they had them steel bumpers on the front and on the back. They don't make cars with steel bumpers on the front and back. If you somebody hit your bumper right now, it ain't nothing. You'll see it ain't nothing but plastic. Why aren't they putting steel bumpers on the front and the back of the cars? Because you thinking because they want them to look pretty, to look better like that. No, they ain't putting that steel bumper on the front and the back of that car because it costs more money to do that. I know somebody had a car, and now they building the cars now so the engine won't come in up on your chest and stuff. You in a real bad fatal car crash like. Now her motor went out the car. They make them now where it just drop out the car, so her engine was just sitting on the ground. It was just on the ground. That was my son's ex-girlfriend. She was in a car crash where they hit the car like that. She was just sitting in one place, so she didn't get hurt or anything like that. It just knocked her eyeglasses in the back seat. Y'all remember Alex? Well, her motor just fell on the ground. And that kept it from coming in on her on the chest. See, they doing little stuff like that so that they won't necessarily have to put the expensive equipment on the cars to save you. Airbags and things of that nature and stuff like that is like low cost safety type stuff that they're doing now. I'm reading the chat, y'all. Daryl said the Matrix plays both sides. Melanated High Priestess says it would be so nice if we could all gather together in real life. Lady Owl, how are you? Says, laughing my butt off. I said this a long time ago because they did it with Bank of America one time and nobody had access to their accounts. They shut down the system. That can happen to us at any time, y'all. We got to be trying to think about what we going to do. They can hit the kill switch on everything. Money, all that, just freeze up accounts. What we going to do, y'all? Hey, Aziza, thank you for those beautiful gems. I'm going to use them to heal myself, my body, mind, and soul. Hello, thank you so much. Maybe I can unlock some mysteries and stuff with it. Melanated High Priestess said at Kate, the wow was them selling my information when Red Cross bought out my old blood bank in my area. Y'all been seeing a blood mobile lately a lot. I done seen 4 blood mobiles. Maybe it's just a coincidence. I just been seeing them riding around a lot lately. What y'all think is up with that? Chastain Song says, come give them thumbs up to many just watching or trolling and not giving any thumbs up. Thank you so much, Chastain. Y'all please thumbs up the video. My son can donate blood to anybody. So if we ever need a blood transfusion, and we gonna milk him. No, I'm just teasing. But he's got O positive blood. I found out my daughter has B negative. And I was like, what? B negative. Wow. That's crazy. I ain't never heard of B negative blood. Ain't that something? You know, now I am not sure. Now I saw a mine saying O negative. How does O negative and B negative work out? And O positive? I thought, now I might be dumb. I thought the children all get the same blood you get. Whatever your blood is. We need to find out what Mr. Willis' blood type is. B negative. That's crazy. So she can accept only B negative and O blood. My son can only accept O blood only. That's it. Only O blood. Yeah, we need to know our blood type. Melanie Don said, just like in the military, Cape Fear said, okay, I'm just reading, y'all. Melanated High Priest says, The radiation that the phones give off now is crazy. Melanated High Priestess says they gave me a cookie, but they took too much. Cape Fear said, thank goodness it never made me feel bad. But now they don't even give you Gatorade or anything. What the fuck? They want people to pass out. Chastain got an old Samsung. Does it still work? Kyla says, off subject, who's ready for Thanksgiving? I'm not ready yet. I still got a whole lot of stuff I need to get together because this time I need to have my feast on. I am so sorry to report to you all that I did not get a chance to really have the festivities. Still running around with back and forth going up to the temple and stuff like that. So I didn't get a chance to do it, but I am definitely going to make sure for show that the temple has furnishings in it for the festival by Thanksgiving. Everyone is invited. All of the sacred people, okay? And the sacred spirits. Sacred only, okay? Melanated High Priestess says, we're done donating and they would be taking the max in it. Drain the heck out of me. Okay. Okay, so we're talking about donating blood. That's a wonderful thing to do, to donate blood, because there are a lot of people, you understand, that you're giving them the gift of life. So I had a cousin today, I have a sickle cell trait and everything. I may not be aware of it, but I have a sickle cell trait. I found out. I don't know how that could happen, because my mom said, I went to my mama and asked her questions. What's up? When I think I've told you all this when I don't think sickle cell traded people can donate blood. If I'm not mistaken, we can't donate. But look, after I had my last baby Kenya, I had her. We were at home for 2 weeks and I had some extreme pain, like going through my bones and stuff, and arms and bones and stuff like that. And because when you have a baby, you lose blood. I mean, you're gonna bleed. Women, we bleed, we shed blood and everything. And I was doing my little bleeding and breastfeeding and stuff, and I started having extreme pain in my bones and stuff. So things like, even though I don't have the actual sickle cell disease, I still experience, pain in different areas and stuff. See, my daughter need to make sure she go and check on that again, because her husband has sickle cell traits. So, it's not, they can develop a child with sickle cell. I don't know if she realizes that or not. Because I got a trait and her husband got a trait. So this can be something serious with children, but I didn't even know. I didn't even know. I do remember that they were drawing blood for sickle cell when we were in like the 3rd grade, and everybody's parents gave consent, but my mother, she did not give consent for me to have my blood drawn. I do remember that. Okay, so they couldn't give me results and say, hey, you sickle cell free, or you got sickle cell disease or sickle cell trait. Now I remember that as a child, because I remember being very frightened that I was going to have it after they explained it. And so I never knew. My mom said, when I went to her and confronted her about it, oh, you've had all of your childhood tests done. That's all she said. And she didn't seem to be fazed as she looked at me at the side of her eyes. Okay? Sister Good got some secrets she done took back to her grave, but it's all right. It's all right, because, you know what I'm saying, I'm finding out what I need to find out. So anyway, I remember 1992, I had pain all on my body. I couldn't figure out what it was. I went in there And the doctor came in with a serious look on his face. I was young and dumb, so I wasn't scared. It wasn't like, I like now I'd be frightened if a doctor have a serious look on his face. I was just raising children. I was overwhelmed with raising babies, trying to feed them, trying to provide a roof. All of these things was on my mind, and getting back home to my baby. Okay, because somebody was watching my baby for me. And the doctors, they started administering me some meds through an IV. Okay. And they put me on some aspirin and told me to take aspirin. And get to they had a blood specialist or something that I never ever went to. Because they said you need to go because they said, oh, I just want to schedule an appointment with my doctor. I didn't go to their blood doctors. What you call hematologist is what they were trying to send me to. I just went to my doctor. And so they said, well, we found sickle cells in your blood. So you have sickle cells in your blood, ma'am. And I was just like, and what? And what you want me to do about it? We want you to go to a hematologist. And I was like, okay, I got it. But instead, what I did, I went to my doctor, and my doctor ran blood tests and said that I know for sure you're not a full blown you don't have full blown disease, because you would have known it. But I in the past, when as a little child, I used to have to go to the hospital for this same pain. You see what I'm saying? So my mom took that to her grave. She didn't want to tell me that I had sickle cell trait. So I have spent time in the hospital. I remember the pain. This was the same pain, and when I felt the pain, it was excruciating. It was worse than when I was hospitalized for it. And so she just never would be honest and say, you have sickle cell trait. That could be dangerous. Just like she never said, you're adopted. You need to know this. I don't know why she didn't want to say, you're adopted. You have sickle cell trait. She didn't tell me any of this stuff. So when I went to my doctor, they ran tests and they said, you have the sickle cell trait. Nothing to be alarmed about. Sometimes if you are under a lot of stress, you'll feel this pain. And throughout my life, even now, I can feel the pain sometimes. It is very painful. It's like a bone pain and everything. And it was actually my uncle who has sickle cell trait that had to tell me to take an aspirin when you feel this pain, because those sickle cells, they get trapped and they don't let your blood through real good. You know what I'm saying? So take an aspirin. Mama never ever talked about it. You hurt your children when you keep secrets from your children. So, anyways, that was a crazy ordeal to go through. So, anyways, you want to make sure. I said all of this to say this. I cannot donate blood. So I say it's a beautiful thing when you are giving others life. You know what I'm saying? Also, I found out that, gosh, just so many folks died on my adopted side of the family, on my mother's side. It reaped a lot of men. A lot of men are dead. I found out some bad news. I guess because I told Mona, I said, Mona, every time you call me, you calling me with bad news. So she didn't call and tell me that, y'all remember my witchy uncle? The witchy uncle, he died. He was 81 years old. I found out on my own. I found on my own. The spirit just led me there to do some research. I just typed his name in. His obituary popped up. That's the way I found out. I'm good. I'm good because I wouldn't have went to the funeral. No way. Funerals make me sick. And I was just talking to y'all about funerals and just found out a few days ago he died. He was 81, so hey, we expect those kind of things when people in their 80s. Come on now. So he passed away, and his son passed away of sickle cell. He had sickle cell. So it was him, that uncle, my adopted uncle, had sickle cell trait. And it has never given him any trouble. He just told me how to do the aspirin thing. And his son had the actual sickle cell disease. So if you have sickle cell trait, you can give your children the sickle cell disease. None of the three of my children have sickle cell. I'm lucky. But my daughter just married a man with sickle cell trait. Now it's a possibility that she could have, like some DNA information of the sickle cell trait in her blood, in her body stream or whatever, that can connect with his and create a sickle cell child. So I need to talk to her about all of that. Okay, so anyways, my heart goes out to all of those people who donate blood to give us all life. Okay. I never know. I may need blood. I never know. You all may not never know. You have people that go around, I ain't giving nothing. I ain't getting no blood. You may just be in a situation where you may need a blood transfusion. You just never know. Okay? I'm reading the chat. I want to get to everybody. Don't look like I'm going to be able to get all the way up to the top. Y'all, forgive me for not being able to get up there. I'm going to go back down to the bottom. Just TV said her son has sickle cell. I am so sorry to have to give news out like that about my cousin. I'm sorry to say that. But at the same time, too, they have like new treatments and stuff like that, out there and stuff. You know, um, they have a lot of new treatments and stuff. I don't know. I mean, I've had crisis even as a sickle cell trait person. I've had sickle cell crisis, and I'm gonna tell you, it's a pain, y'all. It is a pain that cannot, I cannot really explain. The good thing is by the fact that I only got the trait, and people don't know it. Even people else with the trait, we be having the pain too. That is something about like with the trait, it doesn't last long. It doesn't last you long. Now it used to last kind of long when I was little, and it was long, cause I've been in the hospital the longest a month, a whole month, and had to keep taking X-rays and stuff like that of my body and stuff, trying to see how that stuff was affecting me and stuff. I never will forget. I had just broke out my whole back, all the way down on my butt, just broke out the first time when I went in there. My mom never said what happened, never said what was wrong with me, never found out what was this that broke my back out all the way down in my butt. Couldn't even sit down, and so I'm not trying to make anybody feel bad or anything. If you just can't listen, then I'll see y'all on the next video. But I just know that this may help someone else who probably is in a situation like this. I'm just only talking to them or people who just want to hear what's going on. But like my back was broke out so bad, and I was going back, and it was just spreading. I was only like 5, and then my mom took me in, and the doctor gave me they was giving me shots, and all of that, trying to, I think it was like something, they was drawing something from those areas to see what it was. And then it started spreading. So she took me back, and they said, no, we're gonna have to put her in hospital and all of that stuff like that. I had pain all over my body, and I was in the hospital and stuff, sometimes like a week, sometimes 2 weeks. The longest was a month, you know what I'm saying? And then I just got over it. I just got over it. It just went away because somebody was praying for me. My mom prayed hard. It just went away. And the next episode I had, I was 25. So think, from 5 years old, it stopped. It took 20 years and it came back in 20 years. The last episode I had with it, and I could kind of endure it a little bit more because like Aunt had to tell me what to do. God rest his soul. The last one I had was 2018. Was it 2018? I think it was 2018. It was the last time it was in my hand. It hit that bone. Because you can tell your blood flowing. Because what it do, it goes where your blood goes. So it hit me in the palm of my hand. Y'all, it felt like, and sometimes it hit you in your head, like it's a bone pain. So it felt like somebody had to nail my hand to the cross. I'm like, It felt, as I laugh, I'm real serious about it, but I'm just, you know what I'm saying? It felt like somebody had took one of them long old fashioned nails that they used to make back in the day to nail the tracks down. It felt like somebody had drove one in my hand. I was driving too. I had to stop and pull over. I was like, "Ooh, God!" And it'll stay there for a minute, cause see what it is, that blood cell trying to get through. Once that blood cell finally break its way through, then wherever it travels, you can feel it. So it went on and it traveled down onto my foot, and it just went as it travel, it gets a little bit better, and you can take the pain. You can take the pain, y'all. I'm have to go ahead and wrap it up because it's everybody blowing me up, and so I was able to endure it. It went on through. What I did, I took my aspirin. I'll take aspirin for 4 or 5 days to try to thin my blood a little bit. So when I have episodes like that, it can flow through. Now, but think about the people who actually have the actual full blown disease. These are the people who my heart goes out to them, because you know what I'm saying. I wonder why is everybody try to blow me up only when I do videos. Only when I do the video. Only when I do the video, y'all. So my heart goes out to the people who are suffering with the disease. It does. But now if it will help, I've heard and I've tried from my uncle who had the trait that you can do baby aspirins when you feel those episodes coming on, baby aspirins and stuff. My cousin was actually, I think he had made it to 58, 59. So he lived quite a bit long, but he could have lived longer. He could have lived. You got people with sickle cell disease that live long lives. His life was cut short because he was an alcoholic. All he did was drink. He was always constantly drinking. So he could have lived longer. So he left behind 5 children and everything like that and stuff like that. But he was always drinking. I do believe that I ain't gonna call his name. I'll call him only by his nickname. I believe Junior could have lived, you know, well into his 80s and 90s. Cause some people do live that long. Some people live longer than just ordinary people, with no problems like that. Okay. So if you know you have traits and you got sickle cells and all of that stuff like that, sickle cell, all of these different things and stuff like that. But because I can't say sickle cell is nothing but a biological weapon. I don't think that's what it is. The way they have it is that people who are Mediterranean or sub-Saharan, I don't know, something like that, who can trace their lineage line back to Africa, will have this thing. And they say really it was to fight off of malaria. So when the blood sickle shaped like that, it was a way to take care of the malaria disease. But now it's no longer needed. But y'all read up on it so y'all can see the origins of it, because I may be telling y'all wrong. I'm reading the chat, y'all. So you know your history. Hey Jay Versace, how you doing? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Your father passed away with it? Do you mind telling us how old your father was when your father passed away with it? Melanated High Priestess says she had lost so much weight and was so frail. I only wanted to help, not to scare my homegirl about her daughter. Ever since, I'm mindful of warning folks. Just TV said, yes, my son said it will make you want to chop your hand off. Oh God, it is. Oh, so he have it in the hand too. I'm telling you, man, that bone pain. Woo. I wouldn't wish that on my worst enemy. I know when it starts because for some reason it always starts in my hand. Hope your son gets better. Just TV. Jackie Brown says, Mama, just don't trust these people. Cape Veer says, wow, I wouldn't have never let you leave my side. What the fuck? LOL. Uh-oh, what we talking about? Melanated. High Priestess said, because I told her way I felt it was after I hugged her daughter. She is afraid of me now. We're not friends. I was only trying to help. Something just told me have them check her for sickle cell. I just don't see how these doctors can skip over, checking children for sickle cell anemia. I mean, it's just like the first thing that they should have checked for. I remember my daughter had a intolerance to when I weaned her from my breast, I went ahead and introduced her to Simulac. And she started, you know, getting sick. She wasn't crying or fussing, and she just had watery stools and stuff. So I just took her in, and they said, well, we need to check her for sickle cell. And honey, they stuck a little needle down in her bladder to draw blood. Honey, my little baby boy had red, swollen eyes, and they put through my baby through spinal taps, everything looking and stuff. And the first thing they did, though, they checked her for sickle cell because they thought she was a baby with the sickle cell anemia. My last baby did the same thing, put her through the same torture. And I said, well, was going to put her through the same torture, and I didn't let them do it. We don't do a spinal tap. They love to stick needles in you. Once they stick them needles in you, man, it's you messed up anyway. I ain't let nobody else stick now another needle in me unless it's an emergency. But I do need to get a couple more needles stuck in me so I can finish this dental work, y'all. I got my fingers crossed. Okay. But yeah, and all sincerity and stuff like that, the first thing they should do is test babies for sickle cell anemia, so you know what's going on. Mama Midnight, how you doing? She said not sticker cell, sickle cell. Yeah, sickle meaning that the blood, instead of it being round, they can turn into like sickle shapes like the crescent moon, and then they start clumping up with other blood cells and getting hung up. It's like, this retarded blood cell that's like running free and causing disruption and stuff like that. I don't know how they get rid of them, but they'll get rid of them and stuff like that so that, you can get your blood through. Cape Fear said that they were diagnosed with fibromyalgia, but I ain't claiming that shit. No, don't claim that. Hey, Dayboy TV. Hey, Shanice. Shanice said with just the trait. Shanice, you got the trait too? Yes, it's painful. That trait painful too. People don't realize that. Thank you for the love, Jay Versace. People don't realize that the trait will give you some kind of uncomfortability. I always want, but I don't think with the trait you can have like those full blown crises and stuff like people who have the actual full blown illness and stuff. But I have been, even with the trait, hospitalized as a child. Isn't that interesting? Hey, Jackie says, Mama, they wanted to give me a blood transfusion last year. I blatantly received. I'd rather find an alternative. Yeah, cause like here's the thing, unless it's just like life threatening, I mean like blood is pouring out one end and you know what I'm saying, you ain't able to make the decision, they making it for you. You know what I'm saying? But Auntie had to have a lot of blood transfusion throughout her life. But when you get these blood transfusion, you are taking on the actual DNA of the people who have donated the blood. You know what I'm saying? And if they do have like little things going on with them in their blood, like Epstein, bar viruses and stuff like that, you know, you take them on. Now they say that they do screen that blood for, you know, diabetes and stuff, but they're not screening for rabies. You know, some people they when somebody had got a blood transfusion from somebody who had rabies and didn't know they had it, and it infected quite a few people. You know what I'm saying? So you taking a chance, but at the same time too, the gain outweigh everything else. You gain life. You know what I'm saying? But you know you was lucky to make it out of that, Jackie. Some women have to have blood transfusions when they have fibroids and they lose a lot of blood because the fibroid eats all of the blood. And people walking around here without, they ain't got half their blood in their body because they got the fibroids and stuff like that. And they have to give them blood transfusion. But the women with the fibroids, they have to like get more iron from from leafy green vegetables. Cook with a black skillet. All of those things religiously daily. If you eat some collard greens and kale, spinach, and lettuces every day, oh, your blood gonna be building back up. Okay, Mama Midnight said my oldest child was born preemie. He had to have a blood transfusion. Chastain said my father-in-law just passed some weeks ago, and I felt him in the house. My lights flickering off and on, and I just felt like we were being watched by someone. He just in there checking on you. Sometimes they have unfinished business. Sometimes they want to tell you some things. You know what I'm saying? Jackie said, my daughter, who happens to be an Aquarius, has the sickle cell trait. Oh, interesting. I'm an Aquarius too with the sickle cell trait. So we got a lot of things in common, don't we, Jackie? Okay, just TV says both parents have to have the trait. Gotcha. So if one has the trait and one doesn't have the trait, then what they probably won't produce another child with the trait. Here's the thing. Here's what's interesting. My biological mother and father does not have the trait at all. So I have a trait. I'm gonna say it again. My biological mother and biological father do not have sickle cell traits or the sickle cell disease. But I managed to get it. Out of all the siblings, I'm the only one that I know of with it. You know. Ah, ja. Mama Midnight said my sister friend had full blown sickle cell. Okay, so that's y'all trying to correct Mama Midnight when she says sickle cell. Okay. Cape Fear said I thought my last name was Tyree, but it's an adopted name. Mama Midnight said, I still want to show you some love for the passing of your family. Thank you. I found both of them in the at first I looked up the first one's name, because I don't know, it's just something made me do it, and found out that he had passed away of sickle cell. And then then his dad name popped up. And I was like, okay, but he was 81, y'all, 81 years old. But he had been bedbound for 5 years before he passed and stuff. But I learned a lot from Unc. Y'all remember when I would talk about Unc say, when you are the smartest thing in your circle, it's time for you to find another circle. And I found myself right around in the end of September, thinking about, hey, I would love to sit with Uncle and learn some more, get some more gems and stuff like that. It's crazy. And he was transitioning on. Chastain said, do the family members that passed come to see you? Yes, they do. Empress Copper says, high vibes, y'all. Mama Midnight said, I can understand your mom not wanting to tell you those things. She didn't tell you because maybe she was just trying to protect you. That's what Mama was doing. Didn't want me to know, didn't want me to be afraid, because she knew that I was one of those children. I would kind of like obsess over things and stuff like that and get scared. And so she didn't want me to think that I was any different than all of the other kids. You know what I'm saying? Just like with Mr. Willie got a heart murmur, and his dad wouldn't tell him he had a heart murmur. He wouldn't tell him. So Mr. Willie was wondering how come when he ran, his chest would hurt and stuff. And so his daddy told him when he got grown, I just didn't want you to be thinking you were no different than the rest of them. But you still have to tell children and stuff so they won't hurt themselves. Oh, yes. Cape Fear said family secrets can destroy generations. Okay, y'all. Let me go, because they ain't going to stop calling me now. They're going to be sent to, I don't want them to send no police over here talking about doing a wellness check, honey, because the cops come in here just shooting now. That's the wellness check now. They come knock on the door and everything, and they just come in the door shoot nowadays. There's some people done died like that. I just read 2 news feed where people have sent somebody over to do a wellness check on folks and stuff like that, and the cop just came in and just shot them. So let me go on, y'all, and I'm gonna talk to y'all a little later on this evening, okay? Okay, y'all. Hey, Crazy Eights. Okay, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead on, and I'm gonna if I can, I don't even know if I can end this live stream, because I can't see, because the screen messed up on the phone. Okay, please read and